There isn't anybody in this building who doesn't have a Halo hero story at this point, right? Bill, do you have a Halo hero story? Mike, do you have a Halo hero story? I'm asking everybody in my ear, and they are not just going, yeah, they're going, of course I do, right? And I know that 90% of you watching probably have a story as well. There isn't a month that goes by my dad doesn't text me about somebody that he helped out, a neighbor or a friend, some random person in the parking lot, jump-starting their car, or getting like a charge on a device that had run low. We recently had a Today's Special Value from Halo Bolt, and we brought it, let me put it to you this way. I actually remember that. I think it was 36,000. It was 36 or 32,000 units that you guys brought in.
130.
Thank you, 132,000. Look at the look on your face. You looked at me like, Jen, that's nothing. 132,000 units sold out. We didn't even plan to sell out. It was that many, but the world can't get enough. I mentioned that because the price on this Halo Bolt is lower. Now, it is absent of the air compressor, if you're familiar with that part of the device, but this one actually has the capacity to charge 4 separate mobile devices at the same time. Your phones, your gaming devices, your laptops, etc. Oh, and yeah, it can still jumpstart your car dozens of times on a single charge. And it has a flashlight, and it'll make your toast in the morning. Okay, I'm just kidding. We're working on that for next year. Color choices that are now at the lowest price of the season, under $100, are. This is the gray, which obviously has like a gray, almost like a paint splatter or marbleized look to it. This is the teal. We have the black, which is a black camo, orange, 600 remain, and cobalt. And if you're looking at it and going, okay, well, what's this extra thing? It's an additional power bank that locks into the Halo itself. This is a brand that's always evolving. Hey, wait a minute. There's a bunch of stars on the screen. This is customer top rated. So it's not just easy to use, it's effective. In other words, it does what it says it does, plain and simple, and a whole lot more. Sarah Catalesi thought she might be done for the season when that Today's Special Value sold out. Joke's on us, because we have one Halo Bolt left.
Yes.
This is the last model. This is it. If you need it for gifting, this is the time to order.
Yeah, and it truly is that gift that will fit everybody. It doesn't matter if you are just someone that always needs to, charge your devices. You want that backup battery. If you think about it, like cars come with spare tires, this truly becomes the spare battery for your car.
Honestly, even if you don't even have a car.
Exactly, because you can charge. So we love this. And the name truly does say it all, right? Halo was all about portable power, and that's where we started. The Bolt means that it's portable power that's powerful enough to jumpstart your car. So what we did is actually marry the two technologies. We still added this super bright floodlight here, but when you need portable power, we have this piece that breaks away. So detachable, pull away, pull apart, you name it, but when it's inside, that piece is charging. So this is that perfect battery backup for you to have for when your car battery dies and you need
it's
to jumpstart
like the backup
right?
came with a backup.
Exactly, but when you're not using it to jumpstart, this is a powerful portable power, right? You're able to charge 4 devices at the same time. So this is what we call our PAL 1000. That's power and light, which we absolutely love. This is going to jumpstart really easily your 4, 6, and 8-cylinder vehicles, anything with a 12-volt battery, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But when you press one button and it cycles through all the safety checks, a solid light tells you it's okay to start the car. This is also smart enough to let you know if it's the battery that's preventing your car from starting. So we do love that. It has all the diagnostics in it. But I think this breakaway piece is just brilliant because, maybe you do keep that Bolt in your car. Maybe you're running into the grocery store, you're running into the doctor's office, and you don't have enough power to get you through that appointment or that activity. You just break this away. This way you're only bringing in something that weighs ounces versus, the Bolt, which is still really lightweight, but you don't need to bring this in if you're just going into the grocery store. So it's really, really great. This recharges with a Type-C connection. So whether you're charging the Bolt or that Type-C or the power source right here, it charges 2 different ways, so we love that. So when this is, and again, it's magnetized as well, so you can kind of mount this underneath your car, like in the hood of your car as well. Yeah. There's that flashlight should you need it. But when you're ready, this will pop right in there, and it stays in. And while it's in, you can actually see on the front, it shows the flashlight right here, that it's inside, and that little breakaway piece, that power bank, is recharging. So we love that. This turns on all of your ports, and they're right here as long as we're nice and close. There's your charging ports there. Covered charging ports we love. This is where you place that jump starter. Flip it around, and we have the floodlight, emergency light, and that flashing red light as well. But again, you're by the side of the road and you need a little help. This can actually, again, magnetize somewhere on your car to make yourself seen.
Do you remember
we love
when
that.
we used to just present
This.
It was actually smaller than this. It didn't have as much power as this.
Right.
It didn't have the floodlight, and it was about $50.
Right.
And we're doing this plus the Beast for $99.98. Okay, so let's talk about the whole, battery jump starting
For
situation,
sure.
which is why most people pick this up to begin with, because they're like, oh my gosh, that one time I needed to wait for somebody to jump start my car. It's a
Oh, for
lifesaver.
sure. So again, that bolt in our description means that it's portable power, powerful enough to jumpstart your car. But I think a lot of us are going to be living in this area more often.
99% of the time,
So
yes.
again, I'm charging my laptop. It charges with a Type-C, so I can charge that and a phone. That breakaway piece is charging a phone and an Apple Watch or some other device. You have your Grooves, AirPods, kids' gaming systems. But I love having that backup power because I don't want you to forget, it is, when we think about Halo, you pick up battery power for emergency, for convenience, and for portability, but then it's also what you have that's going to jumpstart your car when you need it. So we love the idea of kind of having that all-in-one emergency tool that makes it really, really easy for when you need to jumpstart your car.
Yeah, which really is a question of when, right? And it never happens at a convenient time.
Never,
And it almost always happens when there's almost no light, right? And your battery's kind of dusty and dingy and you can't tell which is red, which is black, right? And you're, oh, do I know somebody who has jumper cables? It used to be such a chaotic day disruptor. No more.
No, and I just have this mounted on a little piece of metal right here. But imagine maybe it's evening and you need a little light, to be able to see what you're doing. This is what we love. We include the mini spark-free jumper cables for you. And then what you have to do is connect them. So you're going to connect red to red and black to black. Now, instantly, Jen, this is reading 6.3 volts. And if you remember, I said at the beginning that this is going to work with all 12-volt vehicles, 12-volt batteries. This is what your car battery looks like. This is 12 volts. So I know the car didn't start because the battery is too low. Maybe you left a light on, maybe you didn't close the door all the way, whatever reason. Maybe it's super cold outside.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've never said this. To pause for a moment and say, okay, let's say you put that on red to red, black to black, and it shows you're at 12.
Yeah.
Now it's not the battery that's causing me to not start the car.
Exactly. So again, there's those advanced diagnostics. And again, if you take a look at that, when that turned solid, that also jumped it to 12.2.
Like that?
So it's perfect. But again, this is why as a parent, I love this. This is why I loved gifting this to my parents as well. If you've never jump-started before, if you've relied on asking strangers for help, or if you've relied on, roadside assistance, and you've never done it before, maybe you don't know how. So I put them on the wrong way, purposely, but I'm going to press the jump start button. So it's flashing red, but if we slide over here, this is the only Halo that we have that actually lets you know with that little icon there that the reason it's flashing red.
Tells you why.
Yeah. It says you reverse the cables. So more importantly, it's letting you know exactly how to fix that little mistake that you had. No harm, no foul.
I tell you, my dad trained me well because every time you put them on wrong, I'm still like...
You're like, what? I know, because it's not natural, right? Jump starting your car, here's the thing though, when you have jumper cables too, I'll come back here.
They weigh 30 pounds.
The problem is, even if you found someone with these, it might have to be a stranger. I do not want my children, I do not want my mom asking help from anyone. They can do it on their own with with the Halo Bolt. But this takes time. So it's what they call a trickle charge. So it takes a lot of time from one battery to the other.
Have to sit and wait.
If the cars happen to be lined up. You saw how fast that was. As soon as that jumped over to that 12.2, you jump in your car and you turn it on. That's how much time it takes. It's really minutes, from seconds, from when you realize that you have that dead car battery.
I've known people too who have used this on a battery that they know is failing, and they just, like you with the air compressor for the tire, you used it for a few days, and they're like, look, I'm gonna get to the mechanic, but I need to actually use this every time they start their car for 3 days until they get to the mechanic. Can you you imagine the inconvenience if you didn't have that ability? And what I love about the Halo Bolt is that it turns what used to be just like, oh God, I gotta cancel everything that I have going on today. Who's gonna pick up the kids? Now it's at worst. Actually, at worst, it's like a 5-minute hiccup because it may take you that long to figure out how to open the hood of your car.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Always the hardest part if you don't do that on the regular,
Oh, for sure.
Here are your color choices. It's the gray, teal. Here's the black. I just had a startling realization. I'll share with you in a second. Orange, limited here, and cobalt. If this is the last Halo Bolt that we have left, this might be my last Halo Bolt presentation, and I think I'm going to pass out.
Oh my goodness. You're right. It's like, this is it.
Because you and I have presented this so many times. I love this product so much, right? And I mean that sincerely. I own it myself. I gave it to my daughter. It got my daughter out of a jam on her own, and also got her like a little bit of a cocky attitude once when she showed a football player how to jumpstart his car when she had it, right?
Right.
Like the stories that come in from this are what really drive our enthusiasm over it. But also, remember, it's what's charging all your stuff when you travel, when you're at home, when you're out and about. So, with that said, read the reviews. Hope you have a lot of time. Customer top rated, and there's a lot of 5-star reviews. And it's the only one, A, that we have left for the year, and B, that comes with the extra detachable charger. E323156, you too will be a Halo hero. Thank you so much, Sarah. Maybe it's not the last. Maybe we'll present it one more time. Let's just run with that.
All right.
Okay.
No goodbyes.
No goodbyes. Okay.